Hey guys, Subcubin here, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys the well-known Pyraminx method layer by layer.
Warning: you are about to enter a channel of awesome cubing.
So layer by layer, also known as LBL, is pretty much just another word for solving the Pyraminx. It's basically the first method that everybody learns, and it's the simplest in my opinion. So I'm going to scramble this up here and show you guys basically how layer by layer works. Okay, so now that we have the whole Pyraminx scrambled up, I'm going to go and walk you guys through here as what I just said. So there's first things you guys should know. This part is a little more difficult. So basically these pieces right here, these are called tips. The top part's that only move on its one axis like this. Underneath the tips is what we call a center. So basically these centers are fixed to the core, which is inside here, and outside the centers, these pieces right here, these are called edges. Now the edges can actually be removed from the puzzle, as you can see right there. So basically the first thing we're going to do here is solve all the edges to one side. Now how do you do that, and how do you know that? So the way that I was able to figure this out is this is what it looks like when all the centers are solved. As you can see, all three of these centers are the same color. Okay, so basically a quicker way to be able to find out which side is which color is what we just did there is by looking at the centers. So right here is what is one center right here. So there's a piece right here, right there, and right there. That's all one center. So basically in an inspection, you're going to look at all these three centers like that, see if all those have blue on it. But say if I go over here, oh, that one has blue on it, this one has blue on it, but this one doesn't. That means that this side cannot be blue and never will be blue. So if I look over here, same thing. There's no blue on this, but there's blue on that and blue on that. If I go like this, there's blue on this center, there's blue on this center, and there's blue on this center. So say if it was like this. Basically what I mean by solving all the centers is turning all the centers, just by going like this, you can find that they can all move on to the same side like that. So that's the first step in solving this. So the next step is solving the edges. So as we know, these are edges, the pieces that can actually be removed, the pieces that are next to the centers. So by solving the edges, you're basically making one layer down here. This is what one layer looks like. See, this whole bottom and the bottom face is solved. Now, what a lot of people do is they'll end up putting these in here backwards like this. As you can see, it'll be like, oh look, I did it. They put all the pieces in. Hold on a second here. They put all the pieces in, but they're incorrect. The way that you know they're correct is if this whole thing makes a bar like this. That's what I want a second. Why did I just do that? The whole thing makes a bar like that, and it's also solved like that. So that's what I mean by solving the edges slash. So basically the second step would be to solve the bottom side. Then you would pick from several different algorithms that are all very, very easy, and I will be teaching to solve the rest of the cube just like that. So let's get into how we actually do this. So I already went quite in depth on solving the first part, solving the centers. So I know this is the red side right here. One, because I see this center has red, this center has red, and this center has red. So all I have to do is keep turning it until all the reds are on the same side like this. Okay, then what you want to do is solve the edges, which I didn't go too much in depth. And something you guys should get used to is pretending these tips aren't here, because later on if you start speed solving this, the tips are going to be twisted, and you want to really rely on looking at the centers, not the tips. So as you can see, find all the red edges. So basically this isn't a red edge because there's no red on each side, but this is a red edge because there's red on one side and green on the other. So basically whatever color is connected to the red, which is green, that's where it's going to go. So right here, this is how you know what side it's going to be, like the centers like this, green. So if the red is facing you like this, you want to move it away. So if it's on the left side, you're going to turn it to the right, then you're going to bring up the left side like that to solve it. Okay, so once again, just like right here, see this red and yellow? I know it goes here because these two are yellow. So I'm going to move it away to the right because it's on the left side. So I'm going to move it to the right, bring up the left side where it was, and then put it back in like that. So just like what we did right there, let me pull this out real quick. So in case it's on the right like this, the red piece is on the right, you're going to move it to the left this time since it's on the right side, and then bring up the right side where it was like that. So that's pretty much how you solve the first bottom layer, just like that. And if you have any more questions on this, leave it in the comments. This is a little more difficult part right here. Now we're going to get into the algorithmic part. So there's several different cases you'll get on last layer. So the most common part is like this. So basically what you're going to do is just line up these centers like this so that they're matching its exact color. And basically I call this the window part. So if there's a window on the left like this, the first algorithm is called the sledgehammer, which is a very easy algorithm. You can't really exactly call it an algorithm because it goes so fast. Basically, this is what it looks like. So the algorithm is L, R prime, L prime, R. And basically what that's doing is it's putting this down like this. You're going to go L, R prime, L, R. And then as you notice, it pulled out the edge that's on the front side. So basically, what you're going to do is you're just going to insert that back in. So if it's on the right side, you're going to move it to the left and then bring it up like that. Now usually that doesn't solve the cube the first time. So now that it's on the right, the window's on the right, you're going to do what's called a hedge slammer, which is just the opposite. It looks like this. So basically you're going to do an R prime, it's going to be R prime, L, R, L prime. And then as you notice, it pulled the piece out as usual, so you're going to move it away and then bring it up. And do that one more time. Now that's on the left, so it's going to be a sledge. So L, R prime, L prime, R, and then move it away and put it in. As you notice, the cube is solved. So that's not all the cases. You might have another case which looks like this. So this case, there's two different ones. There's this one. So basically, you notice that these all need to be swapped. Now the red right here, they need to go to the left, aka clockwise. So instead of moving it like this, turning the top like that, you're always going to turn the U face to the right. If it's on the right of the cube, you're going to turn it to the right. So like that. So basically it's going to go like this. It's going to go R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R. So it's a very easy algorithm. And if they need to go, if the headlights are on the left like this, you're going to do the same thing except you're going to turn the top to the left. So it's going like this. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, R prime. So there you go. That's pretty much all the algorithms you're going to need for this. Just to let you guys know, if you do a sledge 3 times, it will bring you back to the original state. If you do a hedge 3 times, it'll bring you back to the original state. So yeah, there's pretty much only 4 algorithms you're going to need to know for this. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial, guys. If you're looking to get even a little more faster after you learn this, I recommend, if you're going for the V first method, L4E is definitely the next way to go. Or if you want to try top first, keyhole is the next way to go. And I do have a tutorial for keyhole and one flip, but nothing for L4E yet. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helped most of you guys out. But thanks for watching, guys, and see you later.